gentlemen, there is a lady whose thoughts, whose work, whose writings traverses between Mumbai and Mathura. There are not many of us like that. If you read her writings, if you listen to her utterances, she can be sharply political and at the same time she can be deeply reflective. And on that note, I am told, I didn't listen to it, I don't know anyone if you did, I believe she once did a parody of Saas Ki Kabhi Bahu Thi. I've never seen that serial at all. And it's great pleasure. We've been trying to get her to Kolkata for a while. Welcome to our city, Priyanka Chaturvedi. Priyanka, please come.
Dr. Sarkar, if I may, even I need 30 seconds before the timer starts. Because I want to praise Anand Ranganathan here. May I, sir? Thank you. So, before you began and when you were introducing Karti, you said he finds a mention, a character in a blockbuster Hindi movie, which Karti has clearly denied and he's filing a defamation case. So that was a lie. Copyright. Oh, sorry. He's being nice about it, kinder about it. But I must say here that Anand was the true Hamza in that team. Thank you so much for fighting our fight. So whenever Anand Ranganathan fights for us, we know that it's a battle half won. He's already not convinced about being on that side. So thank you, Hamza. So now the time. Oh, the time is already begun. Cheating. Okay. So coming to the question about economy and election, winning an election. Let's be honest, and let me start with a very provocative idea. Economy has never been an important part of any election outcome. If it was, would Narasimha Rao not win again? If it was, wouldn't Atal Bihari Vajpayee get another term in the centre? So the India Shining campaign, India Doing Well campaign, of course did not go down well with the people. So let me ask the electorate, has economy been your priority ever? And let's be true to ourselves, the answer would be no. And BJP learned that pretty fast. BJP learned that the idea is to try and win as many elections as they come. We'll manage economy on the way, or if tough questions are asked of us, that why are the onion prices rising, we are going to stand up and say, I don't know, I don't eat onions. Or, if we are asked a question, why is the rupee weakening against the dollar, we are going to stand up and say, hello, what are you even talking about? It's not the rupee getting weak, it is the dollar strengthening. End of discussion. We are convinced, the electorate is convinced, and we move on and we go back and vote for someone who gives us that kind of reasons. So now, coming to Anand's question, opening statements about having created 46 million jobs. In a nation of 1.4 billion, 46 million, Anand, should that be our target? That shouldn't really be our target. And talking about startups, we must get down that entire, rabbit hole of finding out where do the startups end up flipping to, which countries, because of the compliance issues that we face. You're in businesses, small, big, medium-sized businesses, and you all would understand the challenge of compliances better than I do. We keep screaming for you all, but you all don't end up voting for us. That's another question. That's another answer for another day. To Mr. Shah, I say he has brought in a very important fact about 1991. Of course, that was a year where we almost started to give up on the idea of India, the dream of India growing at the capacity that was already built and a population that was looking at economic prosperity. But let's not forget that 1991 era brought in the liberalization which changed Indian economy forever. The numbers that you quote, they come from exactly that era of despondency to optimism and to lifting an entire nation to believe, yes, we have it in us. And today the numbers we quote is also a legacy of that, sir. Of course, now the question was about UAE, Burj Khalifa. The question shouldn't be about we growing faster than UAE. The question should be, why is the Indian money going to UAE? Why aren't our businesses continuing to believe in India? That should be the question. Now coming to a very interesting point, sir. What has really happened, what we are not talking about, Karti made it about economy, election, and of course that's the argument. But what we haven't noticed, and what I want to flip it, Bharatiya Janata Party has come out with a brilliant model of election becoming an economic model. I'll tell you how. Bengal has seen this just recently. You have campaigns spent, huge amounts of money being spent on campaigns, no accountability. Election Commission is responsible for it, but Election Commission has just too much going for itself, like the SIR. Now the second part, look at the amount of money that the candidates spend on their campaigns. Again, we don't know or we don't have any kind of accountability. Look at how many political campaign managers this economy has given the election economy, and it continues to keep growing and growing and growing in size, and everybody, and I'm teaching at the campus right now, everybody thinks that they'll have a good shot at it and that could be a good economic model. And the last but not the least, the outcome after elections. West Bengal saw three different formats of the economic model. One is, as soon as the party loses, you take over the entire party in the assembly. In the Lok Sabha, you suddenly realize that the party you were voted in and the campaign symbol that you were voted for doesn't serve your purpose anymore. So let's move into a new shell political party, just like the shell firms which we use these days, money routed via Dubai or many other countries. So just like that, we have a new shell political party where the 20 people choose to merge. And we have a Bhalla, a second largest party in alliance with the BJP, overnight. And there's a third model, thank you West Bengal, coming from the Rajya Sabha. The Rajya Sabha model is that you resign and we bring you back again. This is not a model coming out of wanting to serve the nation. This is a model coming out as an economic challenge that these candidates would face if they were voted out of power or not have power. And that is the model that the Bharatiya Janata Party has created. Now let's be very clear in terms of how things are economically. We keep talking about, oh look, the GDP is growing. Of course the GDP is growing, and GDP is likely to grow at 6.4% growth as per IMF. And of course it would be a lie if we say the GDP is not growing. But is anyone talking about the per capita income? Is that growing at the same pace as the GDP? No, we are not. We are talking about welfare. Every time we talk about welfare schemes, and Anand has a very valid point. States are going into debts. What are we doing about it? We are leaving that debt for another day, for your children, for your grandchildren to pay. Because what matters to them is winning and consolidation of power. And that is what we need to think about. GDP is not just about the slice of the pie, how much pie that you have. How much of that is equitably distributed amongst its people? That is what we should be concerned about, and we don't see that happening. In terms of economic growth, are we creating enough employment? Why are our students out there protesting? Are they protesting only about the education? Of course, education plays a very important role. But they also see a sense of despondency. They are seeing barriers rise up across globally. And they know there is a challenge coming. Would we have jobs? But more importantly, would we have quality jobs for our children to be satisfied about their lifestyle, to be able to serve their families? And I think that should be an important factor into consideration. So as much as we may speak about, oh, the independence from West Bengal came, 2 months ago? 3 months ago? We need to seriously challenge ourselves that why is it that we're talking about winning, and the focus of every conversation is about winning elections, and once the drums have stopped beating, we realize that we are just where we were. Neither have we moved, neither has the economy moved, neither are children seeing a better future, neither are we as a family seeing better incomes or a better lifestyle. So think about it, and I think the focus should move from not just winning elections, but also prioritizing what's the economic model that any government, irrespective of political parties, proposes in terms of changing your lives and changing the lives of every single Indian who may not be sitting here, who could be watching us online, but especially those Indians who are not counted in the economic model. For them, Independence Day did not start 2 months ago. It has been an everyday challenge to continue to enjoy their freedoms. I'll leave you with that thought. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Priyanka. Probably we could have